Antonio, if I asked you what is the most important tool in dog training, what do you think about that?
Wow, I like that question. I've never been asked that before. Let me think. The most important tool in dog training. I would have to say your attitude.
Right.
That would be my answer, your attitude. Because if you have a bad attitude, there's no way your message is going to be delivered the way you want, the way it should be to your dog. So the first most important thing that you've got to have when you work with your dog is a good attitude. That would be my answer.
That's what I say to my clients all the time. Like, this is an attitude thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like an attitude work. Because sometimes you think that something is difficult, but when you put all the attitude, you can accomplish things, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Justamente porque sabía que su respuesta iba a ir por ahí, no pensé que me iba a especificar una herramienta en específico, a decirme el prong collar, el sleep. Hay muchas personas que piensan que nuestro entrenamiento, los resultados se basan en el tipo de herramienta que usamos, ¿no? Y que esas herramientas vuelven el entrenamiento fácil, sencillo y rápido. Y eso es una mentira, pero completa. Y sabía que su respuesta iba a ir por ahí, ¿no? Por algo distinto a una herramienta física. Y creo que todos estamos de acuerdo, que es la actitud, sobre todo cuando trabajamos con perros difíciles, ¿no? La actitud, las ganas, la predisposición, hacen la diferencia para sacarlos adelante.
And the dog is going to pick up on that because you're being an ass to them, you know?
Yeah, right,
because
right.
Everything they do is frustrating.
Right.
So
Antonio,
I tell people attitude is everything. Yes.
Antonio, you have a reel about let dogs be dogs.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that statement. Let dogs be dogs. Those are the comments I got. Just let them be dogs. Let them eat. Let them run. Okay. Sure, you got it. You got it.
Sí, justo, para que se lo traduzcas, Meli, justo te hacía esta pregunta porque detrás de esta frase hay un pensamiento súper interesante, ¿no? Hemos hablado de liderazgo y de cómo algunas personas se rehúsan a establecer una relación en la que ejerzan liderazgo sobre sus perros por temor a tener una relación en la que los repriman, en las que destruyan su autoestima. Y esta frase lo que hace muchas veces es justificar el no querer hacer esto por dejar ser perros a los perros. Entonces, este reel que vi de Antonio era bien interesante porque él daba algunos ejemplos, de repente si se acuerda, los puede contar, acerca de por qué no en todos los casos esto es así, ¿no? No podemos dejar a los perros ser perros, sobre todo viviendo en el tipo de sociedad en la que los incluimos.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's unrealistic. So, like in that video, I say, let dogs be dogs. Fine. Let your dog poop and pee in the house, right? They're just being dogs. Let them eat their own dog poop. They're just being dogs. Let them bite your kid in the face. That's what dogs do. Right. You know, these are things that dogs do. So it's not let dogs be dogs. It's let dogs be dogs when it's convenient for you. And so for anybody that wants to have a good relationship, healthy relationship with their dog, then they can't just let dogs be dogs. They have to create structure and boundaries. And then within those parameters, we can let dogs be dogs. Just like we wouldn't say, you can say, yeah, let kids be kids, but we also have to teach the kids they can't run into the middle of the street, right? Kids like to run, but we got to teach them the boundary. Kids like to, throw the ball. Well, we got to teach them you can't throw it at your friend's face. That's not okay. So kids are just being kids when they're doing things, but we also have to teach them boundaries. So we would, so yes, let kids be kids, but within reason. So yes, let dogs be dogs, but within reason. And so this idea of just letting dogs run around and just do this and just let them on the furniture, just let them be dogs. It's like, no, there should be boundaries.
Pero por ejemplo, tocando este tema, y algo que Antonio y yo aprendimos mucho en la escuela y siempre nuestros instructores nos lo decían, que a los perros hay que darles momentos para ser perros y en un ambiente seguro, ¿ya? Y él y yo teníamos un profesor que se llamaba Kyle y él ahí me contaba que, por ejemplo, los domingos, sus perros eran súper entrenados y los seguían a todas partes y eran como unos robots, ¿ya? Pero los domingos él me contaba que era un día de no entrenamiento y los llevaba al lago y los dejaba que se ensucien, que jueguen, que estén en el lodo. A lo mejor si alguno por ahí cazaba algún animal, bueno, ya, pues está en un ambiente abierto, o sea, como que en realidad te les daba un momento para disfrutarse a ellos mismos, ¿no? Porque tampoco te puedes olvidar de su naturaleza. Pero como les digo, o sea, es un ambiente controlado, no es como que, lo dejé libre en la calle y que vaya a ladrarle al perro al lado, ataque al de acá, o etcétera, ¿no? Entonces, ahí hay una diferencia. Y eso es algo que igual es bueno para los perros, como les decía, en un ambiente controlado, que sean perros, que se ensucien, que disfruten, que naden, que jueguen, pero siempre dentro de los boundaries, o sea, de los límites.
Right.
Agreed. And that's the same thing for me with my dogs. We go to the park, it's like run around, have fun. Part of that freedom is because I know when I call them, they'll come to me. I know when I tell them down and another dog's walking by, they're not going to go anywhere. So, but that comes after the rules and the boundaries and the understanding. Just like kids, you know?
Exactamente.
So it's so important. But, you know, again, some people think that putting those restrictions on their dogs is mean or, you know, cruel or anything like that. And when I get those kinds of people, I try to paint them the picture and help them understand. And I like to use kids as an example. And it makes a lot of sense to people when I use children as an example, because yeah, we would never let our kid just run around without having first taught them that when we call them, they need to stop running and they need to come back to us, you know? And so there's nothing wrong with that, except we can't speak to dogs. We have to show them physically, you know what I mean? And that's the difference.
Claro, sí. Es que en realidad no hay cómo enseñar al perro, al menos que sea por una guía física, por de correas. Es algo de sentido común que toca enseñarle a un perro a hacer algo para que sea más libre. I mean, usually freedom comes with like responsibility somehow.
Absolutely.
So dogs, we're responsible for them, but that training gives them freedom. O sea, el entrenamiento les da libertad para ser como que perros en sus momentos.